Coming at you from CSB Studio C in Atlanta, Georgia, the Beer Battered Sports Network presents MMA Mayhem, where MMA matters the most with Brad Storm.
The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
And George, the MMA Encyclopedia Kennebrew.
I'm going to do my thing, and when I do my thing will be done.
To give you the lowdown on the world of mixed martial arts, it's MMA Mayhem on the BBSN.com.
What's happening, MMA Universe? You are now officially locked in to MMA Mayhem right here on the BBSN.com and CouchFighter.co. This is episode number 34, and we are ready to lock and load, baby. We are all the way in effect. As you already know, I am the MMA Encyclopedia, George Kennebrew. Don't ask me how I know, because I just know. And next to me, I have the best there is, the best there was, and so far the best that there ever will be. He's none other than Brad. Don't call me Thunderstorm.
I'm back.
He's back.
I'm back. Yes, you know what?
We missed you, man.
That's right. I missed you too, man. And I appreciate those kind words from you.
Oh, no
and
problem.
You know what? You can't have the thunder without the storm.
The storm,
and I
baby.
am in the house.
You
I
are.
missed you guys so much. Joel, I missed you too, man. Much love for you as well.
Always.
And you guys had an outstanding show last week. Jake the Snake Pruitt came in and DDT'd the whole studio.
Did he take a DDT?
Exploded.
He did. He did, man.
It exploded. You know, his personality, it just spreads like wildfire, man.
It does,
he's a great
man.
guy.
He's awesome.
And, you know, on to this week. And, you know, my luck has been pretty bad as of late.
Yeah, man.
First of all, my hard drive exploded, my external hard drive.
That sucks.
I have to prolong the show off from the YouTube page at BBSN blog on YouTube. Subscribe.
But do not worry. Do not worry. It will be back on. Do not worry.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to go
worry.
work on that diligently over the weekend and try to get both shows up and ready to roll.
Yeah.
And I got my iPod stolen, too, by the way.
Oh, my gosh.
At the car wash.
Wow.
Yeah, at the car wash down the road over here off of, Lawrenceville Highway. And
Man, they got junkies in Lawrenceville?
I was going to the car wash. I had my iPod in my glove box. Maybe that's my dumb fault, but who cleans the glove box?
Seriously.
Who cleans a glove box? So anyway, I get in my car. I'm driving down the road. I'm looking in my glove box. I said, well, I don't see my bright yellow iPod. It is gone. So all my tunes, everything's gone.
His life source has missed him, but I'm sure. Will you be able to? You think you'll be able to replace that sometime here in the?
If I ever make any money.
Oh, don't worry. That's coming.
Hey, that's fine with me because they always say more money, more problems. I guess I don't have to worry about having more problems.
Man,
then.
speaking of problems, dude, like I do not know what is going on with my Yellow Jackets because I don't know if y'all were able to see it this weekend, but there is no way, and this is no disrespect to Middle Tennessee.
Hold on. I think someone bought some Raid and sprayed it on the Yellow Jackets.
Oh my gosh, dude! Like there is no reason why we should have dropped that game to Middle Tennessee. That was just
who?
Like, yeah, that's what I mean, like. Dude, we had the game won. Like, Tevin Washington. Let me say something to Tevin Washington right quick, okay? Tevin Washington, grow some cojones, like, right now. Like, go into the garden, plant a seed, and grow some cojones, because you need some.
What are cojones?
Huh? You know what they are.
Oh, okay.
You know exactly what they are. They create life. They create life.
Not for, some people shouldn't be doing that, but, you know, yeah.
He needs
I know
to.
what you're talking about.
He needs to.
Here comes Honey Boo Boo.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Especially this weekend. Like, dude, this weekend we have got, oh, my gosh, we're going up to Clemson.
Well, yeah, go Dogs. A big injury for the Dogs, man, coming down. And, you know, we got to, the Bulldogs are going to stay healthy if they're going to win. I guess they play in South Carolina this week coming up, right? That's going to be a tough contest. You know, but speaking of tough times, what's going on with UFC dropping some fighters, man?
Ooh.
The pressure's on. I mean, it's a boiling point at the UFC. You got to win. If you have consecutive losses, man, it might be game over for you.
Unless you are Stephen Bonner, Chuck Liddell, Randy Couture, Brock Lesnar, who's known
Hall of Famers.
Dana White is not going to exclude you from the cut list, okay? So either you're going
Ortiz.
Exactly, Tito Ortiz or Anderson Silva or John Jones. But anyway, Dana White is not going to exclude you from the cut list, okay? If you're not winning, that's your ending. That's all I got to say.
And you talk about Chael Sonnen coming off a loss. If he gets back-to-back losses, maybe if I guess this drug test that went on with Forrest Griffin, it was a while ago. So he's going to be fighting in December, right?
Yeah, they were. I don't know if they are now.
Yeah, and fans, that's another thing too, man. That's crazy right now. Xanax.
I mean, first thing I want to know is, why did they keep this on the hush?
Because HIPAA laws, man, and HIPAA laws state...
laws?
Yeah, HIPAA laws are, we deal with that with my job as well outside of here. You can't disclose medical information or any kind of health-related information out to the public.
Oh, wow, really?
So it's going to be withheld for a certain amount of time.
Oh, man.
And, Xanax is for anxiety sometimes. I guess people have panic attacks or anxiety, and I'm sure a lot of fighters go through anxiety.
Well, I was just about to say, well, shoot, if that's the case, all those UFC fighters might be on it. Because they all panic on a daily basis. Dana White might be on that stuff.
Especially with what we were talking about with UFC letting go of fighters, man. I mean, there's got to be a lot of stress going on.
Yeah, Charlie Brenneman might go fill up, extra prescription. He's on his way to Walmart, right now, to get his prescription filled.
He's like, hey, I lost a couple of fights and I'm out already. Come on, man. Give a brother a break.
Seriously, though, man.
Talking about giving brothers a break, and Rogers, man, coming out, and
Brett the Grim Rogers.
Yeah, that's right, and he's coming. He's making his way back to Bellator. He's had some personal issues as of late. Maybe
personal is an understatement.
Didn't they teach? Don't they teach you when you're growing up as a kid? And my older brother always taught me. My father always taught me never to lay your hands on a woman.
That's right.
And I guess
if you have any self-respect for yourself, you won't lay your hands on a woman.
Rogers, don't get me wrong, he's a powerful being, and he can knock dudes out in a single blow. And he doesn't need to be laying hands on his wife. And but I believe in second chances. I believe that people can come back and redeem themselves. Mm-hmm. And he's got a tough contest coming up, and we'll talk about that closing out the show. Yeah. But what's your thoughts on the whole situation with him getting another shot?
I mean, I guess Bellator, if you think about it right now, Bellator is in disarray and they are really desperate. So they need all of the people that they can get. I mean, shoot, they would probably bring Ken Shamrock out of retirement and bring him to Bellator if it's the case of just putting somebody's name on a poster. So, it really doesn't surprise me. Like I said, Bellator, they need the talent. But I mean, Brett Rogers, he's really not going to come in and make too many huge splashes for your company. I mean, he probably maybe, he might give you maybe one or two good shows, but then again, after that, he's useless.
And we'll talk about that. And we were supposed to be talking about what was going on with a former pro wrestler making his way into the MMA world.
Oh my goodness!
What's going on with that, bro?
Oh man, Dave Bautista. Okay, probably in my opinion, I'm sorry, but probably one of the worst professional wrestlers I've known. I'm sorry. Dave Bautista, he's
inside the ring or outside
the ring?
Inside the ring and outside the ring?
No, just inside. Just inside. And, the thing about it is with Dave Bautista, man, it's like his ego eats him up so much. And he tries to come out here and portray like he's the new version of the Ultimate Warrior without the face paint. The only thing he didn't do was, go out and hold Vince McMahon up for ransom and say, I want more money in the main event, and threaten to walk out if he didn't do it. But anyway, Batista and this whole thing with Rashid Evans.
This is eating you up then, because you didn't like him in the pro wrestling world. Now he's coming into the MMA world, and let us know.
I mean, he's gonna be, if he does survive that long in MMA, he'll be nothing but a cash cow. He'll just fight once a year, want these big money fights, and then it'll probably be some chump that'll, Kimbo Slice's behind, or Seth Petrozelli come in there, give him one good shot to the chops.
You think they're going to set that up? Kimbo Slice versus Batista?
No, I mean, it'll be a Kimbo Slice-like situation. Oh, yeah. They'll bring some chump in, like Seth Petrozelli, who's not going to have a shot, who they think is not going to have a shot against Batista, and he'll come in and he'll hit him with that one little lucky shot. and then all of their plans financially will just crumble like they did with Kimbo Slice.
I can understand if you are MMA combatant that has done well in the octagon and has proven his worth, such as Anderson Silva, who is, he's going to be a legend. He is a legend already.
Yeah.
And he's cemented his status in MMA. And he's like, okay, well, I want to have fights that are going to make me a lot of money and make that other person a lot of money, but I want the fans to actually purchase the fight and actually come out and see it. A guy like Batista, who's just pretty much a rookie as far as coming into the MMA world, already laying down the law.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to work with, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but I guess, since Batista is not really, receiving any offers in his main profession, which is
He's
pro
in his
wrestling.
40s.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, fans, if you want to chime in on this too, you can email us at bbsnblog@gmail.com or go to our Twitter page at @BBSN, or you can check us out on Facebook. And what's the address on that one, Joel?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, we're talking to you.
Man, you got to make your weekly appearance here.
Yeah, just play the Facebook. Okay. www.facebook.com/TheBBSN. Yes.
Thank
Joel,
you very much.
Hey, Joel. You're a professional wrestling fan somewhat, right? What do you think about Batista?
Somewhat.
What do you think about Batista?
I don't even... This is how much disrespect I have for Batista. I refer to him as Backtista.
Backtista?
It's an inside joke between me and George.
Yeah.
Oh, so nobody's going to get that on the airwaves,
Nobody.
man. So everybody,
Nobody.
like crickets are chirping.
Hey, but that's just...
Not a fan of him. Not a fan of him in WWE.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have to worry about him being in the WWE. Maybe, though, he could do a Brock Lesnar, do some fights, and then come back to the WWE. The only time we'll tell on that one. But, hey, guys.
There's no power bombs in MMA either. Just
well, if there is,
that known.
I'd like to see that. Be awesome, but I don't think that's ever going to happen.
No,
XFC 20 High Octane. That's right. XFC was in Knoxville, and oh my God,
Some people got knocked in Knoxville.
what a card!
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was like totally wrong on this card, by the way.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I couldn't get him right. To
Like
save my
all
life.
of my expectations I have for this card just shot down, man.
But starting off, we're gonna cover. We'd like to cover the whole card, but only time allows us to do so much.
Yeah.
But we're gonna start off with Joby Sanchez and Christopher Dunn. Now, Joby Sanchez won the battle to become an XFC fighter.
Yes, he did.
And he had to go through a lot of opponents and go through everybody out there and to prove his worth and get into the octagon. And I thought maybe the jitters would possibly get to him. Was I friggin' wrong?
Yeah.
I would like to swear on this one because I want to slap myself in the face for that hair. Just
wow.
slap myself in the face.
Wow.
Because that's BS right there. I got that one wrong.
Brad.
Joby Sanchez did more than slap Christopher Dunn in the
Brad
face.
has been struck down.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, man. Christopher Dunn. He was done.
Yeah.
He got
1, 2, done.
triangle choke.
There's a... What is up with... Is this the new craze now in MMA? Is everybody just... they just looked at that Anderson Silva Chael Sonnen fight and was like, okay, I'm going to start choking people out with a triangle now.
Well, if you let loose and you just get confident in your skills on top, man, you can get caught. And now with the evolution of MMA, man, your ground game from the bottom. Guys are working it from the bottom now, too.
Yeah.
And if you just can't mount somebody and just stay on top and try to do some ground and pound.
Dry hump.
Dirty dancing.
Something. I don't know.
Hey, but, Joby Sanchez wins that one. You picked that one right. I picked it wrong. I picked this one wrong as well. Sophia, the secret. Bagardai goes against Sarah, the KO Kid Malloy.
Gosh, man. I seriously thought being that Malloy I seriously thought with her experience and, just her overall skill level, I thought she was going to, by a slight tad, outdo Bagardai. But, hey, that's... Like, that's a saying that I always have, and that's, you can have experience, but it's all how you use it, Yeah. And obviously her experience wasn't, good enough to overcome Bagardai, because obviously Bagardai was ready.
There was no touch of the gloves with KO Kid during that fight.
Oh, no.
Well, I think they did it prior to them meeting with the referees. But she was game, man. You could see it in her face. The KO Kid was out for destruction. But I think when Sophia Bagardai got her up, tied up against the cage, the power just prevailed.
Yeah.
Sophia, the secret, is strong.
Yeah, I guess that's the secret, that That strength.
It's not a secret anymore.
It's not a secret, but I think that was the secret. She had the secret strength.
And outstanding interviews. And fans, you want to check out our previous
please
interviews
go check those out. Those are great.
Yeah, BBSN
Awesome
blog
interviews.
on YouTube. You can check them out in video format or go to thebbsn.com. Outstanding interviews. And speaking of guys we've interviewed in the past, Scott Hot Sauce Holtzman.
Yeah, baby.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah.
Chris Coggins was a guy we interviewed as well.
Yeah.
And he had a lot of interesting things to say last week when I was listening in. He felt very confident. He said, don't underestimate me. I think Coggins, outstanding MMA athlete. However, he just looked outpowered in that one. Scott Holtzman is a monster in his weight class. And round 1 TKO, I think both guys have great futures. Coggins, I think he still has a great future. He keeps on trucking away.
Yeah.
And in that interview last week, he really said, I don't know if I didn't say that. I didn't say the period stain. I didn't say that. So I don't know if he really did say it or his people in his camp or somebody outside his camp hyped him up. So, hey, the bottom line is Scott Holtzman is for real. This guy is a monster. And
he hit him with the sauce boss. He hit him with some of that knuckle sauce.
Last week, you had them all on from XFC. Lorenzo Bergomeo, the Borg, came to play. And he went against Eric Reynolds. It's a rap, Reynolds. Very unique.
And it was a rap. Yeah, apparently it was a rap.
I thought Borgomeo was going to take him out submission style.
Yeah.
And it just didn't happen that way. Eric Reynolds, man, this guy was ready, and he was ready to back up all the hype that was surrounding him.
Yeah, that's right.
So what do you think was the best fight of the night?
I'm going to probably have to go with Hot Sauce and Coggins just for the simple fact that those two, I think it was like not only competitive, but I think being that what Coggins' fan base had said about Holtzman, I think that was just like extra motivation for Hot Sauce to really go in there and just do away with this guy. So I think that might have been the best contest.
Well, the competition is going to step up for him, and I want to say Nate Lodware, he impressed me, and if you haven't seen his fights or anything about Nate Lodware,
he's a very unique guy.
This guy
very
is
unique guy.
Like Clay the Carpenter
Guida. Yeah, he's hype, man.
Times 50.
Yeah.
UFC on Fuel TV 5, Struve versus Miocic, and real quick, we're going to go Brad Pickett, outstanding work against Yves Jabone.
Yeah, that's Jaboyne.
Jaboyne. Okay.
Brad Pickett was just like, okay, I'm in my hometown of the UK, and the lights are going to go out in Haiti, so I'm just going to sing you this little uppercut, and that's going to do it for you.
Yeah, Brad Pickett, he impressed me, and I think there's great things for him to come. Dan Hardy versus Amir Sodala.
The well-rounded Dan Hardy.
Yeah, that's one thing. And I know all you fans out there, you watched that fight. The ground game of Dan Hardy has improved. I think he knew he had to do that because he's fought with George St. Pierre.
Yeah.
I mean, he's fought guys that have a great ground game.
Chris Lytle.
Yeah, and excellent one right there. And, he proved his worth because I thought Amir Sodala was going to win that fight.
Really? You thought so?
Tough 7 winner.
Yeah.
And
I probably thought he might have had the advantage on the ground, but standing, it was pretty much even, although I did give Hardy an edge just based on power, and he just can, he could just land like that one punch and just lay you out, so.
Real quick, the main event, Stefan the Skyscraper Struve versus Stipe Miocic. It was like Stipe. And it was like, that's why I have you here for me. You correct me on. I gotta go back to school. So, this is like David versus Goliath. I mean, really. But Miocic, he's a powerful guy. But you cannot train for a guy that tall and that unorthodox.
Unless you have Joel in the gym with you.
Oh, exactly. And that's what we were talking about the other day. Joel, Mr. Plastic Man. But if you don't have Joel, you get beat down. And that was, it was game over for Stipe.
Yeah, it is. Stipe went bye-bye.
And honorable mention, Matt Wyman, outstanding performance, gets the win.
My boy Matt Wyman, man, keeps on doing big things.
And MMA fans, when we come back, we're going to be interviewing none other than Ronnie Bam Bam Rogers. That's right, only on the BBSN.com and CouchFighter.co. MMA Mayhem fans, this is Brad Storm saying what's up. If you love MMA as much as you love pro wrestling, then you're gonna love the WWA 4. Every Thursday night, 8 o'clock bell time on Full Industrial and Commerce Drive. You'll see the best of the WWA 4 superstars such as
AR Fox, Black Baron, Skeletal, J-Bo, K9, and many, many more. Go check us out on YouTube. Look up WWA4, subscribe, share to the world, and comment as well. And you can also hit us up on Facebook at Fans of WWA4. If you love pro wrestling action, the WWA4 is where it's at.
This is Curtis Ledger, and when I want the latest MMA news here in Atlanta, I'm tuning into MMA Mayhem on TheBBSN.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to MMA Mayhem. We have got a very special interview for you right now. We are talking to none other than Mr. Ronnie Bam Bam Rogers. He will be fighting in the annual Bull City Brawl this coming weekend in Durham, North Carolina. Mr. Rogers, how are you doing this afternoon, my man?
I'm doing great, guys.
Awesome. I wanted to know about your opponent, Jeremy Myers. Now, he has a 4-8 record, and I just wanted to know, does that keep you more focused in training, knowing that you cannot underestimate this guy going into this fight?
Yeah, it does. I mean, at first glance, you're thinking, this can't be that tough. But if you take a closer look to his record, he's fought some really, really tough opponents. A lot of guys that's 9-0, 8-0. So, I mean, he's seen some tough competitions, and he's went the distance 90% of them. So it's not going to be an easy fight by no means.
Hey, Ronnie, this is Brad Storm. I want to go back to Wild Bill's Fight Night 49. Clay Harbison, and went down to a decision. You got the decision. I heard there was a lot of talking going on afterwards the next day of the fight with Clay. Is that all subsided? Is that passed over? And maybe you can give us a first-person view of how the fight went down that night.
Yeah, he was a little angry. He thought that he should have gotten the decision. I'm not exactly sure why, but he tried to get the fight overturned, and of course the athletic commission saw the same way, that I clearly won the fight. Mm-hmm. As far as ring control, aggressiveness, the ground control. If you watch the fight, I won with control and controlled the pace of the fight. So I'm not exactly sure why he was so upset. I guess with him coming, his first fight out of the UFC, he expected, to get a decision win, even if, being in his own town, even if it was, the other way around. I guess, I don't know, but he was definitely upset about it. That's for sure.
Ronnie, is this like a trend that's going on now in mixed martial arts? If guys don't like the way the decision went down, isn't it ultimately on you as a fighter to get the job done and not let it go to a decision?
Yeah, that's what you want. You never want to leave it in the judges' decisions, and of course that's what the bigger shows, they like guys that finish fights. But the bad thing is when you start facing that tougher challenges, you can't end every fight, that's for sure, but that's definitely the goal. You don't want to leave it in the judges' hands, because you never know what fight they're watching out there.
Exactly. I also wanted to know, Bam Bam, your opponent, Jeremy Myers. I was looking at something very interesting on him. He has losses by both submission and by knockout. And I wanted to know, being that you're well-rounded to execute both, do you feel like that gives you the advantage in this fight?
Yeah, I think so. I think, on paper, I've got all the advantages on this. Is size, strength, advantage, experience. I think I'm a little more well-rounded than him.
Right.
I'll hand him I think he may have a speed advantage because he's a smaller guy, but other than that, I don't think it was a smart fight from him, other than, he's just a tough guy that likes to fight.
Well, you're a tough guy that likes to fight as well, but you're also well-rounded, and there's no doubt in that. Now, are you still affiliated with Finney's Hit Squad?
Funny story with that. I never was.
Oh, yeah. How come they got it posted everywhere?
Your guess is as good as mine. When I fought a big fight in New Jersey, and the name of my gym is Hit Training Center.
Okay, yeah.
So I guess they just assumed, since it was a high-profile fight, that they just associated it with his gym.
Hey, and I apologize for that one. So we need to look up Hit Training Center. Everybody out there, check it out. But I want to know what your take is. I know a lot of guys like to bounce around to different fight schools and learn different techniques. Are you considering doing that, and would you ever consider doing that?
Yeah, I cross train a little bit. I travel to Athens, Georgia, to train with the Hardcore Gym from time to time. They help me get ready for some of my fight camps. I train in Greenville with Olympic MMA often. They got some good jiu-jitsu guys and a couple good stand-up guys. And I was going to travel to Atlanta to train with Jeff Bedard.
Oh, okay.
For a fight that I was supposed to have with I can't remember the guy's name right off, but supposedly his next 2 fights, if he wins, he's in the UFC. And they pushed that fight to December, so we kind of held off on that training camp. And I just found out that I'm kind of getting some more connections to where I'm going to be able to go to Jackson's camp.
Oh, excellent.
Top team.
Okay. Great.
To help get ready for fights. So, things are coming together, and I'm definitely, not against cross-training. You definitely got to be the small fish in the sea if you want to get better.
Right. Another thing that I wanted to know, Bam Bam, is with Jeremy Myers. You were talking earlier about the Clay Harvison decision, and you were saying earlier about how this guy has gone the distance numerous times in fights. I want to know, are you really looking to come out and finish this guy so there won't be no excuses or no altercations after this fight like it was with Clay Harvison?
Oh, yeah. I definitely come out, and I try to please the fans and give them the show they want, and that's what they want to see, the big knockout, the big finishes, and then, if you've seen any of my fights, I'm always, every shot's a kill. So, I'm coming out there to finish the fight, that's for sure.
Hey, Bam Bam, as far as training goes, you said your opponent's going to be much faster or maybe slightly faster than you. I want to know who at Hit Training Center has trained with you for this fight, which individuals match up with Jeremy Myers' speed that have given you a little bit of competition as trying to improve and get a hold of that speed.
So we got my main training partner as of lately has been Daniel Terry. He's 1-1 as a pro. He hasn't been in the pro circuit long, but he's going to explode once he starts getting more fights. He's very talented, really fast, lower weight class, 145, 155. Could fight 135 if he wanted. And we got, Dennis Adut, another really good Muay Thai striker.
Oh, nice.
Jimmy Barrett. We have a lot of very good lower weight class guys that it helps me, so there's not going to be any surprises when I get in there as far as his speed.
Yeah, and as being an MMA combatant, you really can't afford any surprises. You need to be ready to rumble. And speaking of which, I saw that you are aligned with Southern MMA. I was wondering, because we've talked to Southern MMA and, we talked to them on conference calls and such. I want to know, how has the company helped you out in promoting you as a fighter in the Southeast?
They do all kinds of things. I've never seen a management company that works as hard as they do for their fighters. They're constantly, if you need a fight, they're constantly putting your name out there, helping with that, helping getting sponsors. Like they really work hard for the fighters, and that's just head and shoulders above than any other management company I've seen. They really work with their fighters, and that's their main priority.
Okay, I also wanted to know, Bam Bam, where do you see yourself for the rest of the year and for 2013?
Well, I'm going to finish this year out. I plan on finishing it out strong. I had a little bit of bad luck with injuries a couple months ago, and I took some fights before I was fully healed, and it cost me. Just taking foolish fights because I wanted to get in there and fight pretty much, and I'm going to finish the year out smarter. Try to get my win streak back up. Like I said, that December fight's going to be a big fight for me. If I win that, I can steal his thunder because, I mean, the UFC scouts are going to be there watching him.
Oh,
hey,
wow.
Yeah, hey, Ronnie, in December, who are you facing off against?
I can't remember his name right off. I know he's fought in Bellator. He's a Division I wrestler. I think he's 9-2 maybe. He's supposed to be a stud, and the rumor is if he wins his next 2 fights, he's in.
Okay. Before we wrap up here, Bam Bam, do you want to thank any sponsors or any people that support you and hold you down, man?
Yeah. Well, I want to thank Southern MMA first and foremost. Quaker Steak and Lube, they helped me out a lot. Stay Fast, True Alliance, Go Body Energy Drink. You know, all those guys help me out and support me. So I want to thank all those.
Okay. Well, we certainly enjoyed having you on the show today, Mr. Rogers. We thank you so much once again. We hope to have you back on in the future, and we wish you all the best in your fight this weekend.
Thank you, guys.
MMA fans, coming up on the MMA hotline, it's WWA4 Appreciation Hour. That's right. We're going to have none other than the Emperor, Black Baron. Stay tuned. Only here on the BBSN.com and CouchFighter.co. MMA Mayhem fans, a shout out goes out to my buddy Jason Battisteel. He was driving to work early Sunday morning, and due to long hours, he fell asleep behind the wheel and went off the road. He woke up as he hit the drainage ditch. However, after hitting his head, he was knocked unconscious, hit a tree head on. He was life-flighted to Atlanta Medical Center, where he had to undergo surgery on both of his legs. He's going to be okay, but has a very long road of recovery ahead of him. Unfortunately, Jason is on a new job and has not made it to open enrollment for medical benefits. This leaving all medical expenses 100% his responsibility. To make matters worse, Jason had just purchased the used SUV he was driving and had not even had a chance to contact the insurance company. The vehicle is a total loss, so now he is without transportation. I ask that each of you please reach in your pockets and donate any amount you can to help Jason get back on his feet. And you can do this, contact Pinups for Soldiers. They're on the BBSN Facebook page, or you can contact us and we'll get you to the right contacts. Thank you, and have a good one.
This is Jake the Snake Pruitt. When I'm laying low, ready to strike, I get my MMA news on MMA Mayhem on the Beer Battered Sports Network.
Check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check. Is it louder this time too? Does it look like louder?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to MMA Mayhem. We have got another MMA Mayhem interview for you right here and now. Joining us on the MMA hotline, we have one of WWA4's finest. We are talking to none other than the Emperor himself, Black Baron. Black Baron, what's going on?
Just chilling. Being my Emperor self, basically. That's what's happening.
So the Emperor is just chilling in the kingdom right now, man.
In the Empire.
In the Empire. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry.
Get it right, George. Get it right.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. The Empire. I'm sorry. Well, speaking of the Empire, Mr. Emperor, I want to know how this Emperor name was born. Do you call yourself the Emperor based off of all that you've accomplished in WWA4, or is it because you just know people are just not that, or you're just better than most people?
Well, to tell you the truth, it's pretty much a combination of both. See, I got that because basically I see myself as an emperor, but I'm also African American. I'm a bruh, so I just took two words together and squished it together. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you, man.
Creative.
I feel you, man. I feel you.
So basically, I pretty much dominate anything I do.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that's professional wrestling. That is gaming. So that's why I got the Emperor title. It's pretty much I dominate and I lead and I dictate in everything I do.
You know, and it's very important to dictate in pro wrestling what you're going to do and what your opponent's going to do. But I want to go back to when you first started off, maybe walking through the doors of the WWA4. Were you in awe of it all, or were you ready to attack?
It was both. It was both, because when you first start off, you think you know what it is, but you don't until you get in that ring and you hit that mat. Then the reality sets in. So
how do you get through that first, that first, was it like Hell Week, or is it Hell Month? that you go through? You take the punishment, and how did you get back on your feet? I know you said you conquer everything, so that must have been your drive from the get-go.
It's usually a hell week, but, dealing with former WWE superstar Mr. Hughes as your trainer is more of a hell month.
No doubt about it.
He's going to make it pretty bad for you the first month. Right. And once you make it through there, you're good to go. If you have the drive, you have the mental toughness, to be able to make it through.
Right. Now, Black Baron, we know about you and your longtime rival AR Fox. I had a chance to check out some of y'all's matches. Classic matches. And I wanted to know from your mouth, do you think that AR Fox has been your toughest opponent to date ever since you stepped foot in WWA 4?
Yeah, from day one. I mean, he was the guy when I got there, and that's pretty much what you aim for, is that, the old saying, to be a man, you got to beat the man.
Yeah,
and that was the man when I got there. So that was my whole goal, is eclipsing him or even matching him in his skill, his intensity, and his great ability that he has. And it took a while, but I've reached that point.
Right.
The guy is ever evolving, and he's always taking his game to the next level.
Exactly.
So I also have to do that as well.
Right.
And definitely that is my toughest opponent.
No doubt, no doubt. I was going to say that being when you beat Black Baron, since you just alluded to him being the man when you first got there, when you first beat Black Baron, did the WWA 4 audience kind of look at that as a passing of the torch or a changing?
When he beat AR Fox.
Did I say Black Baron?
He didn't beat himself,
you did.
man.
I don't know.
Did I just cross the Emperor?
You're in trouble.
See, look what I'm doing. See, I'm crossing the Emperor already.
I don't know what you're doing. I thought I just woke up, and it sounded like you did.
Hey, Baron, he's a little nervous. He did come by over at the WWA 4 gym I think it was like a month or so ago, and he was in awe of you as well, and I think he's a little bit nervous, a little shaken up getting into this interview.
Yeah, the nerves are kind of getting into me. I'm in the presence of greatness right now. My nerves are
in the presence of royalty.
Oh, royalty!
That's what you gotta understand.
See, look at me! Look at me! I'm messing up, man. I'm messing up. Well, let me rephrase then, Black Baron, Emperor, if I may rephrase. What I was going to say is that when you beat AR Fox, did you already know that you were going to be the man once you beat the man? Let me go ahead and say it like that.
Well, the thing is, if you didn't really believe that or see that when you first step in there, then you chose the wrong profession. That's what you got to believe when you get in there, when you first start. And absolutely, I believed it 100%, and I just knew it was going to take everything I had to get to that point, because I was not dealing with no normal athlete. This guy is absolutely abnormal. He defies gravity.
He's like the bionic
he
man.
Evolves all the time, like I tell you.
Hey, and I want to get a step out of the WWA 4 circuit for a bit. I want to talk to you about your travels on the indie circuit. How much success have you had with your interaction with the indie circuit, and who has been the best promotion to work for so far?
I have a pretty decent amount of success on the indie circuit so far. I'm still growing on there. Opportunities are still coming, like this year and especially next year. I'm really starting to bloom, starting to blow up. So, who has been the best to work for? Dragon Gate USA.
No, and that's a big company USA. Too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dragon Gate USA is the most professional, exciting, innovative, independent product on the indie scene right now.
I totally agree with you on that one. And, leading into my next question, who has been the toughest opponent inside the ring that you faced as of today?
As of today. Huh. Oh, boy.
I knew I'd bring him to you, man.
I would say Wuhan Nation, but then again, AR Fox. Considering our rivalry and considering the many matches we have done, it's got to be him.
Also, I saw that match at Fall Brawl 2 with Anthony Henry, and that was one hell of a matchup. Both you guys went back and forth. You're more methodical mind games. You like to play the tricks on the opponent. He was more of a high flyer. You both have the matchup in strength. Tell us a little bit about that matchup this past month.
That matchup was pretty surprising. I mean, I knew about Anthony Henry. He has traveled all through Georgia and a little bit out the southeast as well. I think in the north as well. I'm not mistaken. And I heard about his toughness he was in the ring, but being the Emperor, you think you're the toughest guy on the planet. So I wasn't really worried about that. But once I got in the ring with him, I realized that this kid can take some punishment.
Yeah.
He could definitely take some punishment, as I really, really gave it to him. And he stood toe-to-toe with me, so I respect that man for that. And he's a pretty good athlete.
Yeah, I agree, and I think, I can respect both of you individuals because when you guys stepped in the squared circle that night, it was on, man. And, I want to talk about, you got a YouTube page, and I want everybody to know what the YouTube page you have going on, and maybe you can just plug it for the fans. They can check it out and see what you're all about.
Okay, the YouTube page is The Black Baron. On YouTube, THA, Black Baron, all together, one word. Pretty much a two-page combination of everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wrestling, gaming, comedy, and sports, especially football.
Yeah. I was gonna go right into that, Emperor. I was gonna say, does the Empress one? Where does he see? Now I found this out about you. You're a huge Arizona Cardinals fan. And, I don't know if you know this or not, but, I do rep the red and black of the Atlanta Falcons. And our teams are going to go head-to-head later on this year. And I just want to know, where does the Emperor see his Arizona Cardinals going? How far can they go this year?
Well, if you are not subscribed to my channel, you need to, because I do weekly picks every week.
I'm subscribed.
Okay. So you'll be able to keep up with me on the whole NFL season, what I think and what I believe. Now, moving on to Arizona.
Yeah.
Now, this is a start that I didn't really see. I knew he was going to be pretty good. I didn't see a start like this, 4-0. But I pretty much came to the realization that if we win this game this Thursday night in St. Louis, that it pretty much sets us up to win the division.
Okay.
So I know that's hard to say when everybody looks at San Francisco, but every time Arizona and San Francisco gets together, either in San Fran or Arizona, is always a crazy close game because they know each other so well.
Yeah.
But as far as the rest of the division, I don't think the rest of the division can really beat Arizona. And they already have their leg up on the 49ers by having one game ahead of them. And
that's true.
I feel like we'll split the series with the 49ers, and the rest of our schedule plays in our favor for the rest of the season.
Okay. I'm just going to tell you, man. I'm looking forward to I'm looking forward to our teams hooking it up, man. It should be a good game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. I'm probably going to be the only Arizona Cardinal with Larry Fitzgerald jersey on in the Georgia Dome that day.
Hey, there you go, man.
Maybe you guys could hook up and go together and tailgate.
Hey, maybe so, man. I would love to tailgate with the Emperor, man. Get to know the Emperor a little bit more.
Hey, before we wrap things up, Black Baron, you guys could talk later after the show about hooking up. But I want to know, real quick, though, Black Baron, you've had a lot of people interact with you in the pro wrestling world. I want to wind things down with who's your biggest inspiration? Who gets you motivated? Who's trained you to the best of your abilities as of today?
Oh, wow. It's just that question really just, direct people that have trained with me.
Well, it could be anybody outside the ring too, man. It doesn't have to be a wrestler. It could be if you have a family member that when you get slammed hard to the mat, you get back on your feet. Just like MMA fighters, man, they got inspirations like their wife, their baby, whatever is going on. But let us know, man.
Well, pretty much number one will be just wanting to succeed, because this is a dream of mine that I had for so long, ever since I can remember. That's the drive. Every time I hit, I think about basically that WWE championship that's being held by somebody else right now. Like, if I want to get there, I got to get back up. I got to keep moving. Got to keep trucking. And also, there's everybody knows they have family rivalries.
Mm-hmm.
If my cousin is probably the biggest freak of an athlete in the world. He has an endorsement deal with Under Armour for all companies. He's a personal trainer. And it's like we always have this unspoken of competition of who can be the better person. So that also plays a role as well.
Well, you know, I've seen you in the squared circle, and I can vouch for you 100%. You are a great athlete, a great pro wrestler, and I think there's going to be great things for you to come. Do you have any sponsors you want to promote? Anybody that you're affiliated with you want to plug? Go at it.
Oh, yeah, there's one thing I do want to talk about. I think, Brad, I don't think you was aware of it. But this past weekend, I was on the indie scene. I went to Beyond Wrestling. Great company, great company, independent wrestling company. Did really good, but also Charade got injured in that situation. Pretty bad.
Pretty bad? How bad? I mean, what's the injury?
Pretty bad. It was a very severe neck injury.
Oh, no, man.
He's going to be out for 2 to 4 months.
So he's able to walk and everything, right?
Yeah, he's able to walk. It was a very scary situation.
Oh,
you know, it was a very terrible ending to an outstanding match that we basically had. But yeah, they're gonna be running a foundation, a fund for him.
Okay.
I think in November, to help him out with his medical bill. So
yeah,
everybody goes over to www.lookma, no fans. That's look MA. NoFans.com, that's Beyond Wrestling's website.
Mm-hmm.
And you can look up Beyond Wrestling and see what they're all about. Great independent promotion. Huge, very, very big, very big. Me, A.R. Fox, and Charade was just on their last show this past Saturday. And that's when he got injured, so...
Well, yeah, because a buddy of mine just got in a car wreck. A buddy of mine just got in a car wreck, and both of his legs are just messed up, and we're trying to help raise some money for that, too, as well. And, hey, man, if you have anything you want to send me, we can put it on our Facebook page. We'll promote getting Charade back on his feet as well. We have no problem with that, man.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, well, hey, Black Baron, thanks for coming on the show, and like I said, man, we wish you much success, and maybe you and the MMA Encyclopedia can hook it up for the Falcons Arizona Cardinals game.
Oh, no doubt, man. I'm
down. Hey, we could do that. I mean, we could put it all on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? As my Cardinals was on the Falcons November 18th.
That's a great idea, man. We should do that.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that, man. We'll hook up.
Thanks again.
Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, on MMA Mayhem, we will be talking to the Big Blue Machine. That's right, Navy Blue's going to make his way on MMA Mayhem in a short. You're listening to MMA Mayhem right here on thebbsn.com and couchfighter.c to the O.
Hi, this is Christina Ricci with RAIN. 1 in 6 women and 1 in 33 men will become a victim of sexual assault in their lifetime. Join RAIN today in the fight against sexual violence and volunteer in your community. Log on to RAIN.org, that's RAINN.org, to learn how you can help provide support to those who need it most.
This message brought to you by the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network and this station.
Hey, this is Notorious McNewell, and you are listening to MMA Mayhem on the Beer Batter Sports Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here on MMA Mayhem, and on the MMA hotline, that is right, it is WWA 4 Day. That's right, today we have none other than former Triple Crown champion. He's wrestled all around the United States. Give it up for Navy Blue. Welcome aboard, Navy.
Man, that's one hell of an introduction. I thought I was coming through the curtains for a second.
Well, hey, you shouldn't be a stranger to coming through the curtains because you know all about being an entertainer and being a pro wrestler. But I wanted to go back to the early days before maybe Navy Blue, when you walked through the WWA 4 doors. How did it all start off for you, man?
You know, it's interesting you say that. I was actually thinking about that the other day. I remember my first day at WWA 4, my first time walking in there, it was in the afternoon, hours before practice. I showed up in a shirt and tie, And many people don't do that, but as you go a long way along, that's actually something that's more expected on the higher level with WWE and TNA. You show up in business attire. So I was reflecting on that crossover earlier this week, actually.
Hey, and real quick, too, Navy, when you walk through those doors in that suit and tie with the 6'8" stature that you have, over 280 pounds of destruction, did the music stop playing next door? Did everything stop? Did everybody stop and go, oh, my God, that guy is gigantic?
Sounds good, but that didn't actually happen. I was the only one there. It was just me and Frank, and I was looking around, looking at the 5 rings, the ropes, and it's in the back. It's in a warehouse environment. I'm like, this is it. This is where Navy Blue's going to get his start. And lo and behold, that's where it all started.
All right. Navy Blue, this is the MMA Encyclopedia, George Kennebrew. I wanted to know, how do you feel you've progressed in your tenure in WWA 4? Because we know you've been up there for a while now. So I just want to know, how do you feel you've progressed since you first walked through the WWA 4 doors?
WWA 4, it's a training school. It's where people primarily go to get their start. So, I feel I progressed really well with WWA 4. But with wrestling, sports entertainment, or anything, there's so much to learn. So I'm not done learning, but I'm definitely, done with the beginner phase. I just kind of serve as like a veteran, just like a words of wisdom, kind of someone who's been around the indies, because a lot of these guys are just starting out. They've never done an indie show in their life, and so I kind of mentor those guys. So I'm still learning myself, all in all, doing things like OVW, and I was in FCW, WWE Developmental.
Yeah.
So much to learn. I'm not done learning by a long shot.
And that's a good philosophy to have, because, you want to respect your elders. As, being a firefighter, I always respected my elders. They taught me the ways and protected me from harm. And that's what you're trying to do with the younger guys coming in. But I want to know, too, throughout the WWA 4, you won numerous titles. You had the Internet Championship belt, and you also grabbed a hold of the WWA 4 Heavyweight Championship belt. Now, how did that feel, putting that strap around your waist for the first time?
It actually felt really good. There's been a lot of guys who come to the WWA 4, a lot of talented guys, and no matter how talented, for some reason or another, they never got a chance to win the heavyweight championship until their heavyweight championship story in their tenure there. So it's something I definitely don't take for granted.
Well, yeah, definitely, and congratulations on that too, man.
I was just saying, you see guys of all shapes and sizes win the title. So just because you're 6'8", a ball of destruction doesn't mean you're guaranteed to get it. So I was very fortunate and very happy that I did have a chance to have that reign.
Yeah, they talk about fundamentals. I think Lance Storm he wrote an article on, guys aren't, getting pinned properly anymore. They're not even putting their shoulders, they're not flush to the mat. And that's, you got to learn fundamentals of professional wrestling if you want to be the best. And speaking about one of the best promotions that's out there, Ohio Valley Wrestling, I want you to talk a little bit about Ohio Valley. And do you think your time that you put in over there will get you noticed by any bigger companies?
Well, I haven't put in a whole lot of time over there. I've done probably about 5 or 6 shows with them, but I'm looking forward to do a lot more with them in the future. Just traveling from Atlanta, middle of the week, it's tough, but, you do what you got to do for this business. Ohio Valley Wrestling is great, man. I love it over there. It's a lot of fun. It reminds me of my FCW days, even though Ohio Valley has been around way longer and was developmental for WWE first. They're developmental for TNA now, so I look forward to, doing more stuff with them.
Okay.
That story's still being told, so you just got to follow along with it,
Right. Now, one thing interesting I found out about you, Navy Blue, is I was just amazed at your athleticism, to be so big and so tall, how you are. And I was looking at some of your WWA 4 matches, and you're up here throwing drop kicks and all this other stuff. And, it's rare in this day and age that you see a lot of big men doing that. So I want to know, where does that athleticism stem from?
When I was a kid, we just always have all these random jumping contests, and we've always wanted to be wrestlers. We always wanted to blend sports and entertainment, trash talking and, being athletes. So, I did a little bit of football, a little bit of basketball in my high school days.
Oh, okay.
But really, it's just, just self-trained.
Hey, you know what? There's a big date coming up, Navy Blue, October 27th in Atlanta.
Oh.
A battle for supremacy. The people's...
Oh, that's what that is?
Huh? Yeah, People's Wrestling League, man. And you're going to be facing off against a guy that is just coming off an injury, an ACL injury in Uha Nation. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the People's Wrestling League and your matchup on that contest?
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be me and Nation, but it's actually a tournament.
Yeah, exciting.
It's a tournament that's going to be ran by Twitter to determine who's in it. So me being as popular as I am, WWE, developmental, OVW, and Nation being as popular as he is, we should be shoo-ins for the tournament. But we still have to go through the competitors to see each other in the finals. It's Battle of Supremacy. It's a promotion that I'm involved with, and we put together this tournament in Atlanta. The promotions don't run in the city anymore, and invited entertainers, professional wrestlers from all over the United States to come and compete. And in this tournament, there's going to be the main story, which is the tournament where people can be voted in, and then other matches will happen from people who aren't voted into the tournament. At the end, the winner is deemed the supremacist, gain supremacy in Atlanta and a silver trophy for the year.
Nice.
Wow. Do it again probably next year.
And I know it's a big event with a tournament. There's a lot of wrestlers you could be facing off against if you win or if and when you win. What's your mindset heading into this contest?
Yeah, I'm just excited. I'm excited to see everybody there and see everyone show out. And, my competitive nature, I'm excited to show out even more so than them.
Yeah, I
got to do the win tournament.
Right, I was going to ask you, I wanted to know about that. What do you feel the atmosphere is going to be at Battle for Supremacy when you face off against Nation? I mean, what can we expect from Navy Blue on that night?
Just hard-hitting power.
Yeah.
Big-time slams, athleticism, drop kicks right to your face.
Yeah, I like that.
Smash mouth style.
Right. There you go.
Hey,
bodies flying everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the best events to go to. And, Fall Brawl 2 had that and much more. And you were there laying down the smackdown. I got to partake and witness your superiority in the squared circle. But, you talk about Batista. He's going into the MMA world. And I think they're might be postponing the event. I guess things happened where he didn't want to maybe possibly fight Rashid Evans. Now, what do you think about guys crossing over? You got guys crossing over from MMA, like King Mo, and then you got guys coming over from pro wrestling. So what's your thoughts on that, and would you ever consider getting into the octagon?
I think it's a beautiful thing, because WWE's become so big, it's kind of the only game in town for professional wrestlers, which is cool. And then MMA, it's a whole other ball game, but it's still fighting. So I like the fact that there's, for those athletes out there, there's other pools to play in, other major pools to play in. And, one day, with the proper training, I might step into the octagon, but I have to, kind of get the proper training first, the martial arts styles. I've been looking into a couple martial arts styles, just, improving my in-ring stuff.
Well, Navy, I can give you 3 words, Navy, and we can help you out with that. American Top Team. American Top Team produces the best fighters, man, if you ever want to go down that road. And, one more question for you, bro. What kind of advice can you give to guys wanting to make their living in the squared circle? You put your time in. You paid your dues. Maybe you can give some advice to listeners out there that want to step in the squared circle.
Well, I haven't paid all my dues yet. There's still some unchecked balances I still have to pay. But, yeah, still paying dues. Well, if you want to be a wrestler, it's a learning process. You never stop learning. And actually, this is something I learned just the other day. To do this, to be in this business, this is actually a thing I've been ongoing learning and just been repeating. To be in this business, let's say you go wrestle your match and you get paid for it. You got paid for your services. You know what I'm saying? This business doesn't owe you anything. You can't say, I've been doing this for 10 years, I deserve to be heavyweight champion. You don't deserve anything. You earn everything every single day you get up and get out and do it. And you're paid in full, whatever you're paid, whether it's, $5,000 or $50 or a handshake and a hot dog. That's what you got that day. And, the next day you get up and you try to recreate yourself and earn something for yourself again.
Well, I'm into that, and they always say actions speak louder than words. And I just wanted to say, do you want to give a shout out to any sponsors, anybody you're affiliated with that's helping you make your way to the top? Do it right now, man.
Well, shout out you guys on your own show, MMA Mayhem.
Hey, no
MMA
problem,
Mayhem.
man. Glad to do it.
And and all you listeners out there, if you want to sponsor Navy Blue on his ride to the top, you can always post on our Facebook page, go to our Twitter page at TheBBSN, and or send us an email at bbsnblog@gmail.com. We'll try to help you out any way we can, Navy Blue. I want to thank you for coming on the show.
Sorry, not to cut you off. I forgot, but I got my website, people, IamNavy.com.
I Am Navy.
Subscribe there.
I Am Navy. What's your Twitter page, man?
Twitter is actually at I Am Navy, and then the word dot and the word com.
Okay, well, hey, we'll get those, and we'll post them on our Facebook page and try to promote you as best as we can.
Yep.
So once again, man, Navy Blue, thank you so much, man.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Okay, astronaut, you're up. You'll be meeting with Wish Kid Brandon. His wish is to see a space shuttle launch.
All systems go.
This year, more than 27,000 children will be diagnosed with a life-threatening medical condition. The Make-A-Wish Foundation can give them hope that will lift their spirits in these trying times.
And Cowboy, you'll be meeting with Shayla at a dude ranch in San Antonio.
Let's saddle up.
Their wishes are waiting to come true.
You can help make my wish happen. Visit wish.org today.
This is XFC fighter Sophia Baghdadi, and you're listening to MMA Mayhem on the Beer Batter Sports Network.
217 on track.
All I do is ball. All I do is ball.
Yeah, all I do is not ball because I suck at basketball, but we are back here on MMA Mayhem. I'm Brad Storm, and with me, and I'm honored to be sitting side to side with this guy right here, Georgia MMA Encyclopedia. We're here to wrap it up.
Man, thanks, man. You're too kind.
Yeah,
too
I mean,
kind.
we work hard and to try to make this show the best
No
we
doubt
can.
about it, man.
And we thank all you fans out there.
Always.
And always chime in. Give us your thoughts on the show either on thebbsn.com, couchfighter.co, or send us an email at bbsnblog@gmail.com.
We promise we won't bite. We promise.
Well, only if you ask them to, right, George?
Only if you ask me to.
Hey.
Ladies.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you said that.
Ladies.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah, I had to cover ground there, Brian.
Stating the obvious.
That's it.
It's been a WWA 4 day, and Ronnie the Bam Bam Rogers came on, excellent interview.
Awesome.
Emperor came on, just laid it out like it is. He thinks the Cardinals are going to go all the way, and Navy Blue had some insight on what's going on inside pro wrestling.
Very smart man, Navy Blue is.
Yes, he is, and there's a lot of great events coming up. But let's all recap Tough real quick. Another number one went down.
Man, you want to talk about an upset? And this guy here, Smiling Sam, I'm just gonna call him that. Smiling Sam Alvey. Okay, Alvey, there it is. He does have a last name. Smiling Sam Alvey got his frown turned upside down by Joey Rivera.
What we learned about Joey Rivera, we learned numerous things, that he's got heart and that he's got the will to succeed. Not only that, he's very strong.
Yes.
And, Sam Alvey came out. He said, I got to punch him harder than he's got to punch me. Well, you know how you counteract a punch?
Kick him.
Yeah, you kick him and you take him down.
And you take him down.
You take him down.
And you almost submit him in the first and second round as well.
Yeah, so, even though these guys are picked, I think now that the tough seasons have gone on and progressed, I think guys will get over their head a little bit when they're picked number one.
Yeah.
Everybody's on the same page, really.
Exactly.
When it all boils down.
I mean, just because, of course it's an honor to get either picked number one by Shane Nelson or Shane Carwin,
Yep.
Roy Nelson. There I go, slaughtering names.
You're doing me.
That's it.
You're doing me.
No, but I'm sure it's an honor to get picked up by either Roy Nelson or Shane Carwin as the number one pick. But like you said, Brad, just because you're number one on the Ultimate Fighter does not mean that you're number one on the show. And this was evidenced here. Joey Rivera was probably thinking like, oh, okay, this little whippersnapper want to come out and think he's just going to punch me, huh? Okay, I'm going to give him a little head kick to the side and see how that feels. And, if that doesn't feel too good, I'm just going to take him down and I'm going to put my jiu-jitsu on him. And we'll see how he fares against that.
Sam Alvey, a smiling guy, very positive guy, and I think he's got a lot of things ahead of him. What's coming up this week in MMA?
Well, first thing I want to touch on this week in MMA is we have the annual Invicta FC 3, October 6th at the Memorial Hall in Kansas City, KS. That's right, the Show Me State is going to show up and show out once again, and we have got an action packed card.
Megaton of fights. Holy
Megaton.
mackerel.
Megatons. I'm talking about it's going to be bodies flying all over the place, and the ladies are going to do it up just right. So you might want to tune in for that.
Tune in on the internet, correct?
On the internet, yes.
Yeah, you want to check that one out. And also, you got ONE FC coming up.
ONE FC, Rise of the Kings. And it's a lot of royalty being spread around in this fight too. Man, Brad, I tell you, these big shows, man, they're something else.
Yeah, ONE FC is going to be an action-packed show. I need to do my homework and study these guys individually and find out what they're all about. I wish we could see it. I don't know. Hey, maybe a fan out there knows where it's going to be broadcast, or is it going to be on the internet?
Yeah.
That would be something that we would like to know.
You talking about the Invicta?
No, not Invicta. We just talked about that.
We talked about that, Joel.
It's Go Fight Live. I know that.
Okay.
ONE FC. It's a great promotion.
It is.
It's just that we don't know too much about the fighters, and hey, if we can get one on our show, that'd be outstanding. So anybody listening out there, if you get a ONE FC fighter on the MMA
Challenge
Mayhem,
accepted.
Well, challenge accepted. Finish him. Hey, Bellator is going to be having an event. That's right, October 5th. The venue at Horseshoe Casino, Hammond, Indiana. The main event. You're going to have two guys going at it. Eric Prindle versus Thiago Santos. Eric Prindle is from Team Death Clutch.
And we all know who runs things over there at Team Death Clutch.
And Thiago Santos with Top Brother. He recently beat Neil Grove. Outstanding
impressive
combatant in there. 5 submissions, 2 KOs. And looks like Prindle's had 4 KOs with 1 submission. Prindle looks like a protege of Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
He's
does.
built like Brock Lesnar. But is all that muscle going to be pumping all that blood? Is he going to fatigue? And now, if he lasts longer than the first round, could it spell trouble for Prindle?
It could. It really could. And, you also have to look at Santos here, with 5 submissions and 2 knockouts. He's going to want to test that muscle memory and that muscle strength by taking him to the ground, getting in a dominant position, and possibly maybe looking to take a ligament home with him as a souvenir.
Yeah, I'm thinking Thiago Santos, a second round submission. I don't think he's going to want to mess with the power of Prindle.
I don't think anybody does.
No. And what's your thoughts? Who do you think's going to take this one down?
You know what? I'm going to have to go with Santos here. When you're a big, strong guy like that, and you've got all the blood pumping through the muscles, sometimes it could get the best of you. We've seen it happen in previous MMA fights with these super heavyweight guys. So I think Santos, being the more intelligent fighter, I guess, in this situation, he's going to want to look to expose that, and I think he will.
Real quick, I want to mention Brett Rogers going against Alexander Volkov. That's right. And American Top Team, he's working with him. That's right. Brett Rogers is working with American Top Team.
Oh, man.
Going to work on his ground game.
Good luck, Jacal.
He's 31 years old, going against a 23-year-old guy. This guy looks
How
like...
old is he?
23. Alexander
Ooh.
Volkov's 23.
Ooh.
And this guy looks like he looks like he's 18 or 16 or 17. Young-looking guy. I think he's going to outwork Brett Rogers, and I think that he's going to get... I think it might go to decision, man. I really think it's going to go the distance, and it's going to be decision. Alexander Volkov gets the win.
You know what? As much as I hate to admit this, I probably might have to go with Rogers on this. Like I say, it's all about experience, but then again, it's all about how you use it. And I think Brett Rogers, knowing that this is his first step to redeeming himself, I think he's going to come out and look
Pressure's
impressive.
Going to be on. Pressure's going to be on.
I think he's going to look out and come in and look impressive, and I think we could see a KO here. So I'm going to go with Brett Rogers. KO, I'll say 3rd round.
On the same day, October 5th. We're going to be at the Target Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
The Twin City.
The Twin City. And, Shannon Erke from Minnesota.
Whoop, whoop. Shout out Shannon Erke.
She's doing big things, too.
Big things.
And UFC on Fox 5. Brownie versus Bigfoot.
Oh, dear.
What do you think about this one?
Oh, man. Bigfoot Silva, if you MMA listeners, if you were not aware, we recently conducted an interview with Antonio Bigfoot Silva that you can go and check out on the bbsn.com/couchfighter.co. And I was basically asking Bigfoot, this is kind of like a must-win situation. I mean, his back's up against the wall. He came off against a heartbreaking, violent loss to Cain Velasquez. So he's basically got to come out here and he's got to impose his will on Travis Brownie. And, Brownie, he's going to basically look to just keep this momentum going and possibly shoot himself up in the top 5 and possibly be going after that belt here real soon.
Yeah, you got to think Bigfoot's in the top 10 right now.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to want to have deja vu in the octagon. He's not going to want to take on the fist of fury that Travis Brownie possesses. But, 13-0, that's an impressive record. But I'm going to have to give this one to Silva. I think American Top Team's going to get him ready for this one. I know Brownie's with Jackson's camp, and, are they going to try to be strategic with this fight and make it go the distance?
Maybe so. I think,
Is there a game plan in place?
Yeah. I think Greg Jackson will plan for this fight very strategically, very steady. They won't come out and take too many chances. They know that Bigfoot has power in his hands and his feet. And I think they'll be looking to keep the fight standing with Travis Brownie, and I think Bigfoot will be looking to submit Brownie in this fight. So I'm going to pick Bigfoot Silva by submission.
Oh yeah, well I'm thinking that somebody's gonna get knocked out in this one. I'm thinking maybe a first round knockout. Antonio Silva. That's what he needs to catapult him to the top.
Really? So you think a submission it just won't do it? You think he needs a significant finish?
No, I think it's gonna be he needs to put the wheels in motion and get it done. Real quick, Jake Ellenberger versus Jay Heron. What do you think about that one? You got a 27-year-old, going against a 36-year-old.
Ellenberger.
No, Ellenberger all the way. Reign MMA.
Destruction.
And, here's a huge fight. I'm going to probably slaughter the crap out of this name. Jussier da Silva.
Oh, you got it. Wow, Brad. All right.
Wow, I can read. And John Dotson. John Dotson, a lot of pressure on him. He's with Jackson's MMA as well. And looks like a lot of pressure on. One of these guys is going to get to face off against the flyweight champion.
Yep.
And I don't know, Demetrius Johnson. And who do you think's going to win this one?
I'm going to give it to the Magician. I think he pulls out another trick out of the hat, and we see another spectacular finish.
Yeah, I think Dotson's going to take this one. I think it's going to be a submission, third round. This one's going to be a heated contest. 14-1, Da Silva. A lot on the line. Could prove his worth and catapult him to a championship.
Could happen.
Belt contention. And, only time will tell. I wanted to make note of Rampage Pro Wrestling. I just got signed on to work with Rampage Pro Wrestling. Woohoo! In Warner Robins. We're going to be at Johnny G's Family Fun Center. This is a televised tape-for-TV event, and there's going to be a lot of pro wrestling action on the card, and I'm just honored to be a part of it. And if you want to check it out, go on Rampage Pro Wrestling's website or go to their Facebook page and like. And one more note, Extreme Knockout 16, October 20th. Donnie the Bomber Bell takes on Brad Mitchell, and that one's in Arlington, Texas. Go Donnie the Bomber.
Go Bomber. And before we wrap it up here, we always got to thank our sponsors that hold us down. We want to thank Glacius. Go on their Facebook page, /GlaciusGA. You can also follow them on Twitter at GlaciusOfficial and also at ReverbNation.com /GlaciusOfficial. We also want to thank SouthernMMA.org. Shout out to Molly. Thank you for the video conferences.
Thank you, Molly.
American Top Team of Atlanta and Gwinnett. Jakal, Steve Vimes, Amir, we love you. Born to Bang, Houston Murphy, we'll talk to you soon. Conflict MMA, Jared Williams, holla at us. Goodbye LA, Sam Fisher, I see you. Mr. 217, always guapping. You already know what it is.
Guap.
Collapse of the Empire, holla at us. Pinups for Soldiers, we love y'all. Couchfighter.co, thank you once again, Mr. Michael Browning, for giving us this opportunity. And always, the good folks at WWA4 and Brad Storm, because that is definitely where it's at.
And you know what, George? This has been another BBSN production.
Oh, yeah.